Hey guys, what's up? This is Eric with Jim Andes. You'll probably notice that this video is in color. They're all going to be in color from now on. My wife said that sepia tone made me look dead. She's so nice, isn't she? But we're going to talk about gear today, and we're going to talk about a gear that a lot of us don't think about. In fact, until I moved here, I didn't really think about it much, or really until I started snowboarding, I didn't think about it much. And then being here in this zone, I think about how important it is almost every day. So we're going to go over this because anywhere from probably the 14th region south, and remember it goes 1410 and then through the numbers, you'll find that the weather here changes very quickly. It's almost always wet because if it hasn't rained that day, it probably rained the day before, or it rained that night before, and therefore the ground is still wet. So you need to keep in mind what you're doing, where you're going, and be prepared for all circumstances. Plus, because Chile is so narrow and the mountains are right there near the coast, the wind blows really hard, and then rain clouds can move in really quickly. These are all things that make living here quite fun. In fact, I remember when we came in 2003, short story, I came down here to Patagonia with my wife, and we weren't prepared for anything because all the photos online said that it showed them everybody on the beach and out in swimsuits and fishing in short sleeve shirts, and it said that the summers were, you know, in the 80-degree range or whatever, and it was beautiful and whatnot. And that week that we got here was pouring, and it was like 50 degrees or something like that, and I didn't have a hat, I didn't have any clothing that was made for rain, and I got really sick. So I told her then that we would never ever move here, and well, I lied because now we're here. But so that just goes to show, with the correct clothing you can actually enjoy being here. You just need to make sure you're prepared for it. And it's really important for travelers, especially those who are coming with trekking or climbing or camping, because you're not going to have a lot of equipment with you because you're not going to have a place to store it. So select your clothing well. So you need to keep in mind the basics of outdoor clothing for any sport, especially winter sports, because you're going to deal with basically 3-season climate all year round here. You need to make sure you have a good base layer, a mid layer, and an outer layer. I suggest highly the base layers of synthetic material, long johns or whatever. I know Hot Chili's makes some, and there are a bunch of other companies. You know, just about every outdoor company makes some. And then on top of that, you need some good mid layers. I do not suggest blue jeans. Any cotton pant that's maybe twill and it's light would be good. And then you need outer shells, which I do not suggest that you bring insulated outer shells that are waterproof. I suggest them just be shells. Reason for that being is that it may rain and it may be sunny outside at the same time, or it may rain and not be cold, and then you're stuck with these insulated pants on or these insulated jacket on and you're just dying. So it's probably a better idea to wear like a snowboarding shell or a mountain climbing shell on top of your clothes. And even some of the mountain climbing pants that I've seen are somewhat snug fit, not too much so, but they allow you to move well, and they're waterproof. And then that way you can either wear just your thermals and a mid layer and the shell, or just your thermals and the shell, or just the mid layer and your shell. It's up to you. It gives you a lot more diversity. As far as jackets go, I really suggest the systems jackets if you have the money for them, because they're really worth it. If not, I suggest a shell and a hoodie. The reason I suggest hoodies is because the hoodie, when the hood's down, it's around your neck, and it really protects you from the wind, because there's an incredible amount of wind that comes through this place, and that's what makes the weather change so quickly. So these are little things that you want to keep in mind. Make sure that if you're coming in the fall or winter seasons, you have gloves. You'll need them. It does get wet and cold, and make sure they're waterproof. I suggest seam sealing everything, if you can, that's an outer shell. I know it says it's waterproof, but this is some harsh terrain sometimes, and it's good to make sure that it's really waterproof. I know that some snowboarding gloves even seep through the seams when they're said to be seam sealed and waterproof. Make sure you have a good hat as well. Those are very important things to make sure you have, to keep you warm, to keep your body heat in, and keep your temperature up. The worst thing that you can do is not be prepared and either get wet or get very cold or all of the above, or die from the heat because you're overdressed. And when you're hiking or when you're climbing or when you're camping, a lot of times you just don't have place to put this extra clothing. So you need to select well. Think about it. Even if you're going to be here for a while, maybe even spend a little bit of money and get the correct pieces of clothing you need. Because let me tell you, the clothing in the States, even technical clothing, is a lot cheaper than it is here. For anything that's a brand name like a Solo or North Face or also Columbia, or even some of the other companies like Burton, any of the snowboarding companies, that kind of stuff, it's expensive. It is here, but it's 2 to 3 times more expensive as a general rule. So you want to make sure you bring everything you can with you. We are going to talk about other gear that you may need here, but it's going to be a more general basis so that you can kind of make a good decision, because each person is going to have their own sport, and I'm not getting into each sport. You'll have to just kind of take the general ideas and go from there. If you need any more help, in particular with any specific thing, just let me know through my email or through Skype. It's JEM_Chile, CHILE is my Skype handle, and I'm pretty much always on, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. In the next couple of weeks, we'll have some more video cast and written posts about the gear that you may need, and that way you can keep up with that. And I'm going to talk about where gear is available, what stores, and how much it costs, also what name brands are available, so that you have an idea on that as well. So I hope this was informative and helped you guys out. Hope you guys keep coming by JimAndes.com to help us and support us. And I thank all you guys for watching this video, and talk to you guys later.